When he is at his happiest, you know that you should be afraid.
We're having a blast with two of Scotland's finest, Outlander's Sam Heughan and Grant McTavish. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. Baby number 2 is on the way for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, just a few months after they revealed they suffered a miscarriage in July.
A source close to Harry and Meghan tells People that after miscarrying, they were nervous and it took them a while before they could fully enjoy this pregnancy. But they were hopeful and ultimately overjoyed to get pregnant again so quickly. They always wanted Archie to have a sibling close in age.
The couple announced the news on Valentine's Day with this photo. A barefoot Harry is smiling and looking lovingly at his wife, who is resting her head in his lap and cradling her baby bump. And royal fans noticed some special meaning behind the timing of their announcement.
Princess Diana announced her pregnancy with Harry on February 13th, 1984, with newspapers picking up the story the following day, Valentine's Day. And just happens to be a lovely coincidence.
We also learned they'll soon be giving their first sit-down interview since their engagement with Oprah. The intimate conversation will air on March 7th. And finally, we're thinking of Prince Philip, who was admitted into a London hospital this week after feeling unwell. Palace sources stress it was not an emergency and instead a precautionary measure on the advice of the 99-year-old doctor. And there's a lot going on in Bachelor Nation. Over the weekend, Chris Harrison announced that he will be stepping away from the show after 20 years as the face of the franchise.
He is stepping aside for a period of time and will be not hosting the After the Final Rose special and potentially not future seasons as well.
Harrison's announcement comes after he apologized for, quote, speaking in a manner that perpetuates racism in an interview with former Bachelorette Rachel Lindsay.
During that interview, he defended current contestant Rachel Kirkconnell, saying that she deserves our compassion while we await an apology for recently resurfaced photos of her at an antebellum party and also dressed in Native American attire.
Lindsay has said that she was stunned by Harrison's comments and welcomes his decision to step away so he can educate himself.
She needs him to prove that he has fully processed what was wrong with what he said and what he believed.
Now, onto the Instagrams you've been loving this week. Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are Instagram official. Just days after spending their first Valentine's Day together, after years of being just friends, Kourt took their relationship public with this photo of them holding hands. And Meghan Trainor is a mom. She and her husband, actor Daryl Sabara, announced the birth of their baby boy Riley with a series of adorable photos. And in her stories, Meghan marked 1 week with her bundle of joy. Well, Ashley Judd has a lot to be grateful for as she shares images from her grueling 55-hour rescue after shattering her leg in the Congo. In the caption, she thanks her Congolese brothers and sisters, writing that without them, her internal bleeding would have likely killed her. We're glad to see she's on the mend. And we're still swooning over Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey's romantic V-Day. Michael rented out an entire aquarium for their date, surprising Lori with dinner in one of the underwater tunnels. But that's not all. He also took Lux to the next level by buying her Hermes stock as a gift. Queen Latifah is opening up about finding strength. And in this week's People cover story, she explains the struggle behind her success.
You don't just kind of like come up with these things and they happen. You got to make them happen, and then you got to put the work in to get it there and get it across the finish line.
She also reveals how she stood her ground to go beyond expectations.
I've been pigeonholed from the very beginning. The offers that I was getting was all these roles that were some version of Queen Latifah. So I was like, kill that, get rid of that script, I'm cool on that, that's never gonna happen. And that was the pigeonhole. It was the idea of what I was supposed to be. No. I'm not playing that.
But what's the secret behind her humility? A support system that always keeps the queen in check.
I keep people around me who can smack my hand when I do the wrong things and pat me on my back when I do the right things. So I never get a big head when I didn't really do anything to deserve it.
And finally, here's a story that's been extra popular this week on People.com. For rock star Rick Springfield and his wife of 36 years, Barbara Porter, spending so much time together in lockdown has its upside.
Rick tells people that he and his wife found out during lockdown that they really like each other.
And they've been keeping busy, or should we say, getting busy.
They've been having a lot of sex during lockdown, but they've also played Monopoly here and there and found out that they had time for things that they didn't have before.
Rick, who celebrated the 40th anniversary of his hit album Working Class Dog on Valentine's Day, says their secret to a long marriage is simply being willing to work on their relationship.
They've always been on the same track when it comes to seeking out help for any of their issues.
So forget about Jesse's girl. Looks like Rick landed the right girl, Barbara. Now, let's move on to some screen time. I'm so excited because I'm here now with Sam Heughan and Graham McTavish, who we of course know and love from the popular TV show Outlander, while the two friends are hitting the road and traveling around Scotland for their new show, Men in Kilts, a road trip with Sam and Graham, to explore their heritage and showcase what it means to be Scottish.
Scotland.
Let's get right into our 1 through 5 series of questions. So for each question, I'll ask you to give a certain amount of answers, 1 through 5. Let's get started. Well, first up, you're obviously great friends, but traveling with someone definitely gives you the opportunity to learn more about them. So Sam, what is one thing you learned about Graham on this road trip that you didn't know before?
One surprising thing is that Graham McTavish, he's a great historian. He actually knows a lot about Scottish history, and usually the most morbid, dark and horrific history is his expertise.
Graham, what's one surprising thing that you learned about Sam?
That he loves traveling on ferries. I would never have thought this. He stands on the top deck like a dog with his head out of the window and literally just enjoys the salty sea breeze while I enjoy the champagne below deck.
You both admit in the show that you're very competitive. So Sam, I want to know 2 activities that you are much better at than Graham.
Top 2. Well, I'm better at speaking Gaelic. Graham had to speak Gaelic in the TV show, and we both did. Graham claims that he did a 6-page scene in Gaelic, which is ridiculous. 6 pages of Gaelic, it would be half an hour. But he couldn't remember them because he claims it was so long. So he had to get these idiot boards written so that he could read them off camera. Definitely a better driver. That's why I didn't insure him on the camper van, because he's slow. He would take forever to get there.
Okay, Graham, what's your rebuttal? What are the 2 things you're better at than Sam?
I literally feel crushed here. Well, I mean, I just need to point out that we played golf. I beat him. We did hammer throwing. I beat him. We played rugby. I beat him. Need I go on? I mean, there's 3 straight away. So I'm sure if Sam practiced a lot, that he could improve. But when we did it together, I won.
We of course know you from the hit show Outlander. Sam, you play King of Men, Jamie Fraser, and Graham, you play his war chief uncle, Dougal Mackenzie, for the first 2 seasons. So I would love to know, what are 3 quick ways you are most like your Outlander character? Sam, you go first.
I'm not ginger. I'm the same height as Jamie Fraser. Actually, I'm not as loyal, maybe, as Jamie Fraser.
You make us your bride.
Maybe as positive as Jamie. Obviously, I'm the King of Men. No, I'm not even there. I'm not. And I have the same birthday, well, by 1 day as Jamie Fraser. So, in fact, I'm nothing like him.
I'm a bit grumpy.
I cannot believe that this was your idea of a good time.
I was going to say grumpy.
I can get a wee bit grumpy. I'm also very loyal.
You like grinding corn, don't you?
The idea of grinding your corn does tickle me.
To grind corn. Yes, whenever I see some corn, all I want to do is grind it. So in that sense, Dougal and I are like twins.
We are currently in a Droughtlander, desperately waiting for new episodes. Sam, we saw on social media you're back on set for season 6. So what is it like being back on set with the cast?
I can reveal that we are actually in production. We've only just started, but it's great to be back. It's great to see everyone. I think this season is going to be as strong as every other season, and I can't wait for the fans to finally see some more Outlander.
Okay, 3 quick words to describe season 6.
Ooh, friends, foes, and family.
Ooh,
There you go.
I like it.
Graham, at the end of episode 1, you say that food and drink put you in a good mood. So I would love to know, in your everyday life, what are 4 things that always put you in a good mood?
Coffee, wine, cheese, meat.
Sam, what about you? 4 things that will always put you in a good mood.
Winding up Graham McTavish makes me extremely happy. It really does. It's what made this TV show. The outdoors, working out, whiskey.
Graham, describe your relationship with Sam in 5 words.
Spontaneous, happy, humorous, fearful. There's always a moment with Sam that when he is at his happiest, you know that you should be afraid. This is going to be more than one word, the need for a good insurance policy.
Very, very, very wise.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, make sure you check out Sam and Graham in their new show, Men in Kilts, A Road Trip with Sam and Graham, Sunday nights on Starz. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.